Today's video is doing double duty, not only focusing on Anub'arak in terms of a road back to Grandmaster video, exploring what the hero brings and why he is one of the highest rated tanks at the moment in Hero League, but also serving as the first skin spotlight video I'm going to do, looking at his new Neon Cyb'arak skin, which arrived with Heroes of the Storm 2.0. So stay tuned to see both of those things. Hey guys, Nubkeks here and welcome to the draft. As always, we do have timestamps down in the description if you guys want to jump around, especially true because this video is not only our standard enough Road to Grandmaster type structured video, but also I'm doing this new series, I think, and I'm not sure if I'll always keep them kind of, I'll have series overlap like this, but I do want to do a skin spotlight series, which is, you know, taking a look at the new skins that are added to the game. I think people are really interested in that. I've noticed that those videos I was doing from the Heroes of the Storm 2.0 beta, people really loved seeing all the skins, you know, what the new skins look like, what the animations are, how they actually look in game. So yeah, I'm thinking of doing that kind of more and more going forwards, and that's going to be something I focus on. Well, in today's video, we're going to be playing the Neon Cyb'arak Anub'arak skin. So this Cyb'arak Anub'arak skin has existed for quite a while, but this is the new color variation, and it's kind of like this extra fancier version. It is, by the way, a legendary skin, so to forge this will cost you 1,600 shards. But yeah, I mean, you'll see it in game, and I'll talk about it more when we get there. But yeah, that's what we're going to be looking at in today's video. Anyway, going into the draft, we do have Dehaka banned away by the enemy team, removing that global. Then we're looking into banning out Tassadar. Kind of an unusual choice. I really think Tassadar has fallen off a huge way in the current patch. Just the successive nerfs to him over time, just toning down his shielding, you know, toning down Twilight Archon, all that sort of stuff. I feel like it's hit him quite hard, actually. He's certainly a decent hero, but he's nowhere near the terror that he used to be. You can see, by the way, there is this bug in Heroes 2.0 at the moment where people are getting these not available things hovering over them, which is a little bit unfortunate. I don't think that's actually the case, though. But yeah, the enemy team first picks Nazeebo. I think it's a very strong first pick. Nazeebo's still really, really powerful. The main nerf to Nazeebo was to tone down, or to make it more difficult to fulfill his level 20 quest. However, I'd say on any maps where you can have any sort of rotation, that shouldn't really be too much of an issue. You need 175 stacks of his passive now to hit and to work once you get to level 20 to get that Vile Infection quest going. It's pretty doable, to be honest, on most of the maps. It's pretty doable, so he can still be a very, very strong and impactful pick. I was initially thinking here about going for Diablo, you know, just to bring as much crowd control as possible to the team. Unfortunately, the enemy team steals that Diablo away, so not gonna be able to get Diablo here. But yeah, you can see actually one of my friends, Nikarasu, or Nikapu from Twitch, you guys might know him, or from Discord. He is on our team in this particular game, so it was actually a lot of fun for me. I really enjoy it, actually having people I know in the game that can kind of like banter and chat about and kind of like give out about some of the things that happen. But anyway, we've got two assassin picks to start this off. And I suppose one of the big issues is that, you know, picking up a Genji is, well, it leaves the enemy team basically free to not, you know, pick anything that Genji's going to be good against. Like they're more than happy to build like a big tanky team now if they want to. But yeah, we are having a good laugh here. Because yeah, it picks Genji, goes AFK, doesn't even ban anything, which is nice. So I did switch over to Anub'arak then, with Diablo being removed though. Unfortunately, we get a Li Ming pickup, so triple ranged. We're kind of stuck with this though, and with this pick, we're kind of stuck with Anub'arak as well. The big issue here, of course, is that if we did not pick up Anub'arak, the enemy team almost definitely would, and then we would almost definitely lose the game. They'd be so tanky. So much of Li Ming's damage would be nullified. It would be a real burden upon us. So yeah, Anub'arak, I feel like he is one of the top sort of warriors right now. He's, in my opinion, probably overall the best warrior right now. Obviously, this will vary somewhat depending on maps. And depending on comps. Like sometimes I feel like, you know, Arthas obviously very strong against more melee or basic attack oriented teams. Diablo very good on maps with like lots of rotations and gank points. Stitches can be, there he is in the enemy team. He can be really strong as well. Like there are a lot of very strong warriors. Yeah, for me here, it's going to be fairly tricky now as Anub'arak. But we are going to be solo tank Anub'arak. And then Nikipu does grab the Uther at the end. I was thinking that's a really good choice. Thinking about the other healers. Uther should be nice. It will help me a bit at the front line with some of that tankiness and survivability. Because I'm very much isolated with 3 ranged heroes. So that's going to really help. And then the stun heroic that Uther can bring also help us to lock people down. Hopefully burst them out with the team comp that we've got. And hopefully we can make this work. It was really nice to have Nikipu there in chat. And we were able to kind of coordinate this a little bit. And kind of like go into this knowing, okay, I'm going to have a good Uther at my back. So now I feel a little bit more confident, but still very scary going into this tanky enemy team, and we have triple range. So I'll see you guys in the game, and we'll see how this goes. Alright guys, and here we are in the game rocking this Neon Cyb'arak Anub'arak skin, which is looking pretty damn good. So as you can see, like some of the big differences between this and the other Cyb'arak skins, I also went with the default mount. Which, you know, Anub'arak's default mount, it has that particular Cyb'arak version. Sort of the metallic plates flipping about. Oh no, I've opened up the Talon screen to look at Talon's kind of covering it, but you'll see it as we go into this. But yeah, it does have the neon sort of theme around his head and around his wings and his feet, his kind of claws as well, which looks really, really cool. Sort of special glowing animation. I mean, you can see kind of the face up in detail there in the bottom left-hand side in the portrait. You can see you got the glow that kind of transfers across his horn, across his claws, and that ring around his head. It's definitely like an upgraded, in my opinion, it's definitely an upgraded version of the base Cyb'arak skin with more animations and more stuff to bring like that. Best Q in the world from myself here on Anub'arak, missing everything like a boss. Wanting to grab this regen globe to get our quest going and give some mana to our teammates as well. And yeah, you can see right there at the start, we were kind of going off to the side. That was very intentional, right? I want to scout it out, be in a position to kind of threaten the enemy team, make them have to think, and put a bit of pressure on them just to, you know, because they have Stitches and Diablo, like a Stitches hook into Diablo EQ, that's basically like a dead player right off at level 1. We don't want that to happen. So by me going around the side, the goal of that, the intention was to, you know, just be in a position to kind of just lock them down. If they do hook someone, we can come in with, you know, the flank, the Q, try get our teammate out of there, and just kind of draw the attention of the tanks of the enemy team away from making an aggressive play on our team and onto them. Now, this works out really nice, actually. Great rotation round from Li Ming. The Cassia is being very confident here because she is a ranged damage dealer against me. With Li Ming landing that attack, actually, we should probably back off. Yeah, I'm overly chasing this, actually. In hindsight, shouldn't have chased it that much. I should have just left it to Cassia and Genji to pick up that kill. Once Li Ming landed that other orb, that Cassia, or sorry, Genji and Li Ming to find the kill on the Cassia, and then gone to soak and start that wave pushing. It's not a huge thing, but that's a small little thing that we could have improved upon right there, knowing our teammates would pick it up and then we could soak, you know, just that little bit more efficiently. But yeah, she was definitely baiting that Cassia in. We were able to lock her down with the CC and let Li Ming do the damage. So yeah, really well played by Li Ming. Great rotation from her as well. And finding that Cassia in like a false sense of security, which works out really nice for us. Right here again, we're going to zone out this Cassia. She's going to try to interrupt Li Ming. We're going to knock her up with our Q, and then we're going to walk in front to block Cassia's potential Q skill shot, which could interrupt Li Ming. That's kind of our goal there. Our teammates do secure the other shrine, which is fantastic as well. So we're going to come down and just start pushing this bottom lane out. You can see Cassia is down here, kind of returning the favor. She's here as well. So this is perfectly okay. You know, we want to keep that soak going. And it's kind of assuming that the enemy team would secure their shrine. You can see, in fact, that they have not actually secured it yet. I did not realize this was going to be the case, but our team is actually seriously contesting this, which is pretty cool. You can see here, by the way, we're intentionally standing in the Cassia stuff because I was intending to Hearthstone out, don't have any mana. And while the enemy team does secure that, Li Ming picks up another kill and then promptly dies afterwards. Falstad in a little bit of trouble. But they actually pick up another kill. So yeah, I was really not expecting this, but our team doing a really good job here in the early game fighting over the shrines. Now, ultimately, you can see as well, I was like, oh, our Genji player must actually be really good. I was very skeptical going into this game, right? I was like, oh man, I really don't see this working out too well. You can see the big things about this that I would say, right, in terms of composition and why I'm so skeptical. We do have triple range, which is kind of scary. And then we've got a lot of ability damage. And we're going up against two very beefy frontliners in Diablo Stitches, probably like, aside from obviously Cho'Gall, probably I think they are off the top of my head, the two highest HP tanks like in the game. They both have the potential for ability damage reduction talents as well, giving them spell armor. So this could be like a real issue for us in terms of actually picking up the kills and locking them down. It's a good engage by Diablo to try to save them. We could have turned around and focused Diablo, but we do somewhat lack that sort of burst and kill pressure without getting a reset. So yeah, this is one of the big things. We could get loads of resets. Like Genji, Li Ming, they can both reset, and we could potentially like just snowball a team fight, maybe. But that's going to be really hard into Lucio Sound Barrier, getting past this double super beefy front line that the enemy team has put together. We're going to burrow here, try to grab this regen glow. We'll talk about talents in a second. And yeah, I mean, like even Cassia and Nazeebo are pretty tanky for warriors here overall. Falstad actually soloing out Nazeebo in the top lane. That's pretty fantastic here. Gonna try engage in, knock up as many people as we can. Just spreading that CC around. This is actually good for us. We're in something of a body block position. Our teammates trying to do as much damage as they can. We have to run away though, as Cassia almost finishes us off. And even after that big fight, you can see the tankiness of the enemy team is able to sustain them through that fight. Now this is a nice opportunity for us to re-engage. We go back in. Stitches is the focus here. We knock up Diablo as well, trying to do a zoning Q, and it does work. Gonna focus on grabbing this altar. Fawcett in the meantime had grabbed the middle altar. You see the retreat ping? I was actually momentarily scared that I made a mistake of cancelling my channel here. I thought we were in a rough spot maybe. Kind of taken by surprise by how well that went for us. But yeah, we do secure both of those altars and very happy with that. I want to Hearthstone here. However, you know, given that my teammates need to Hearthstone as well, Genji, we don't want to leave him on his own with this many, especially with this many heroes here. So we're going to stay a little bit longer and soak this XP, but ultimately we're not hoping to stay here too much longer. We want to get out of here fairly quickly if we can and get some of our mana back. Though we can see big rotation from our team coming in, so we're going to engage here, get the Nazeebo, knock him up with one stun, follow up with another stun. In a little bit of trouble here. Genji picks up the kill though, and dashes out to the left-hand side with a sliver of HP. Gonna continue this aggression a little bit. Uther is still in there. We're just trying to zone out and get him out. Don't want to go in anymore. Definitely want to disengage from this. There's no way that we can stay. But yeah, I felt like Uther might have been somewhat looking for more of a fight here. So I was saying to my friend, like I would have definitely gone in for more kills. But like Uther had gone back, Genji gone back, he like no HP or mana left. So really there was no kind of opportunity for us to keep going there, which is why I was looking for that disengage. Falstad in the meantime picking up another solo kill up top. He's doing a fantastic job, I have to say. Like I was actually very happy with how this, like the early game was going in this one. Like we are ahead, which is great. And even despite this like triple range thing, they're all playing their hero really well. Like they're all playing it really well. You know, Falstad's getting solo kills and working well with the map. Genji is playing the team fights insanely well. So is Li Ming. Like everything is just working out. Like everyone is playing their hero properly. And that's kind of mitigating the fact that we do have this fairly suboptimal draft. Level 10 was a big choice. Cocoon versus Locust Swarm. Which one do I go for? I decided to go for the Locusts in this case. The reason being that I am going to be solo tank. So I want, you know, it's a bit of extra survivability. Also, the enemy team, Diablo Stitch is both melee, Cassia short range, as is Lucio. So they're actually going to be, usually, I would assume, fairly stacked up, and we can kind of abuse that. Not the best burrow engage for me, and I missed the Q as well, which is not too good. But our teammates do pick up one kill on the Diablo. Gust back, we get stuck in a zombie wall. We could actually walk out towards the north eventually, I do realize it. Our teammates chasing. Nazeebo, Li Ming in a little bit of trouble. Genji is there as well though, and they're doing pretty good damage. I was trying to catch Lucio out. The enemy team though, hitting level 10. They do have their heroics ready to go. And actually nicely done by Cassia. She just about pulls that off. Gonna come up here, try help out the Falstad who is being chased down by Stitches. But in the meantime, we did keep Li Ming alive. They did pick up the kill on the Cassia. And now we're going to be able to come in here and make Stitch's life a little bit difficult. I think we actually interrupted the hook right there, which is pretty funky. I think we did. Nonetheless, Apocalypse does come out. Something of a waste, actually, because they're not able to re-engage, which means that heroic is going to be gone for a while. Diablo kind of desperately looking for an interrupt here, but that is another altar secured for us. 36 points on the core. against 20. So looking, yeah, this is going surprisingly well. Surprisingly well. Let me mention my talent builds here. Because there's a number of things that I did go for. So level 1, I went for, I don't know why they didn't interrupt my Hearthstone. I think they assumed Diablo's Firestomp would, and then I don't know, that was kind of weird. Anyway, I picked up Regen Master here at level 1. I normally go for Nerubian Armor, which gives you spell armor when you're hit by a spell every 8 seconds. But they don't really have all that much kind of like spell burst that I need to worry about. We didn't unfortunately hit Cassia with our E right there, but we should knock her up with the Q. But this is certainly turning into a very difficult fight. We're only getting Locust Swarm available right now, so that was definitely like an awkward position for us to be caught in. And kind of scary for me here on the front line. You can see Falstad, by the way, is up top, which is why we didn't want to push that fight too much. Got a little bit too ambitious, bit greedy there in terms of that one. Missing heroics, plus missing one of our heroes. So the enemy team do pick up a kill. It is only 1 kill though, we're not going to miss out on any soak. And Falstad will ultimately draw some pressure away towards the top with those Merc camps. In fact, he's drawn more than a little pressure. He's drawn his untimely death, unfortunately. So rip him. But yeah, I went for Regen Master. I said the extra HP regen will be pretty useful. Uther, it will free up some healing. You know, we're not going to need as many heals because we'll have more HP regen. I said that would be pretty useful because Uther has such long cooldowns. So that's part of it. More max HP when we finish the quest as well. I figured would be the best thing for our tankiness. That's a good boop back by the Lucio there, actually. Like, we were going to be able to body block Stitches to death. But Lucio boop does knock us back and Stitches can walk out okay. Level 4, Bed of Barbs. So this is what is putting those spikes whenever we use our Q, and it is a particular animation for this skin as well. There are special, you know, locusts too. Or scarabs, I should say. The little dudes we spawn whenever we cast a spell. Those are particularly designed for this, for the Cyb'arak skin. I think these are the same as just the basic blue ones that you get with the blue version of the skin, so that's cool. That's a great gust. So we're going to pop our Locust Swarm. We're going to try E in to apply some additional CC. Our Locust Swarm healing us up and doing some extra damage here. And yeah, that's a bunch of kills for us. Diablo goes back in. That's probably going to be a mistake he will regret. We're going to focus down, do as much CC as we can. Li Ming flanking, looking for the final blow. The orb just about misses. It's a great attempt from her, though. I was very impressed with that. You know, walking through that wall, firing off those shots. Very on point. But then again, like all of our team have been very on point so far for this game. Been playing a blinder. Stitch is going for the hook, but Uther stuns him and walks away. And yeah, we're pretty happy with that. But yeah, the Bed of Barbs, it's 3.5 seconds of those spikes left whenever you use your Q. They apply a 30% slow whenever someone walks through them. So it's pretty damn useful actually for a bit of extra crowd control. It does a little bit of damage per second while they're standing in it as well. That's not as useful. But I mean, just generally speaking, it's, you know, this extra sort of mini zone across the battlefield that applies a slow. And you know, it should be fairly effective against like Diablo or Stitches. Even Nazebo, like a lot of these heroes we're going up against will be quite often, hopefully, stuck walking across those barbs, even Lucio, and it just gives us some extra control in the team fight. Overall, I think definitely the best talent there at level 4 by quite a long shot, actually. Level 7, grabbing Subterranean Shield, so this gives us a large shield for 5 seconds whenever we use our E. You can see it right there. It's pretty damn handy. Here we're not particularly keen to engage this one quite yet. He's kind of poking away. We're going to try keep Uther alive, doing as much stunts as we can. Big Gus comes out to try to save us. Going to engage here. I'm in a tough spot now. We get booped away from Lucio. Hooked back in. Stun from Uther. That fight got pretty gnarly pretty quick. Genji's in the backline though. Maybe going to pick up the Cassia kill. He does pick up the Cassia kill. It was a really good sound barrier from the Lucio. Really good sound barrier from the Lucio that helped keep them up. Falstad, though, able to fly towards the top. And even though we lose out some heroes and lose some XP, we do secure some shots on the core. I think I was being a bit too aggressive in terms of that stuff. Like, I'm trying to back up my team and keep it going. But engaging a little bit too hard there, very difficult as a solo frontline to judge what's going to work or not. And one thing very much worth noting is that the level 10 Locust Swarmer went in this game. You'll see me saying it at the end. But like it's quite a bit weaker than it used to be, I feel. Just the changes to Anub'arak, he's tanky in a different kind of way, But certainly with Locust Swarm, it doesn't feel, it has been nerfed and toned down a bit. It doesn't feel as impactful as it was before by any stretch of the imagination, really. It feels quite a lot weaker. But yeah, Cocoon is probably, I would say, overall the better heroic now, actually, having played it in this game. But like I said, I mean, they've got so many melee, and I'm solo warrior, I figured that the Locust Swarm is more than worth it. Right here, we're just going to like scout this out. We're not looking to fight or anything. We're just trying to scout this out, see what we can spot, do a bit of poke damage to Stitches, all well and good. We can eat out. See, trying to eat out here, but really good engage by Diablo. And we are almost dead. We get a subterranean shield, we pop RW, and we just about walk out here. Honestly, got very lucky there. Got too greedy, way too greedy, poking at the Stitches, the Stitches. That's a great Gus. We're able to get a 5-man stun with our E. Going in as aggressive as we can. We're going to burrow out again, throw a Q behind us. We do get picked off. But nonetheless, hopefully our team is making use of all that CC. We're able to throw out Genji getting resets and flying through the enemy team. Li Ming diving deep as well. She throws out some more spells, but they miss. Cassia jumps on top of Li Ming, and Li Ming evaporates, missing her spells. No reset for her, and suddenly finds herself in a pretty bad situation. So it's a 2 versus 2 in terms of kills so far. Still 3v3 left on the map. Nazebo, he's healing up from the fountain. He gets way too cocky, moves forward, and gets absolutely exploded. Locked down by Uther, and our 2 damage dealers are able to finish him off. Uther going deep with the Holy Light. Sidesteps, looks like he's going to live. Genji does double dashes, actually might regret that. No, he comes back in and actually picks up the kill there with some shurikens on the help of Falstad, and that works out really well in the end. We give up Uther, but we get 3 more kills, which is fantastic. So really well played by the team. Definitely playing by the skin of our teeth in a lot of senses there. But I mean, yeah, I mean, you can see basically in the team fight, we died super quick there. But it was more than worth it because we were able to get like that big stun. We were able to get value out of pretty much all of our abilities. And that ultimately translated into like the team fight going pretty well for us. So I was happy enough with how that went. It's actually a pity that Falstad went for Secret Weapon instead of Boomerang. Like, he's gone full basic attack build. I really think Boomerang would have been better though. Like, you could imagine Boomerang through some of those bigger stuns you've been able to get. Would have been really nice. But that's a relatively small thing, all things considered. Stitch is here in a fairly rough spot. We're able to body block him pretty well. And he does go down. Falstad though, looks like he's gonna die. Oh my god, he lives by... No, he does die. Poison kills him. We're able to be fairly aggressive here in terms of positioning. The Cassia Heroic comes out, but there's nothing for it to bounce to. So we're able to get out. We've got the cooldown up on our E again. So we're ready to go if needs be. We're going to burrow out. Diablo tries to Q in on us, but that's not too much of a problem. We're able to avoid that. Just about knocking her up on the very edge of our Q right there. Quite lucky, to be honest with you. And that enables us to pick up another kill. Yeah, other talents. So I got Acid Drenched Mandibles at level 13. So whenever we attack a hero that's slowed, rooted, or stunned, we get 70% bonus basic attack damage for 3 seconds. Now, obviously, we apply some stuns. Falstad applies some slows. And then Uther does lots of stuns as well. So that's kind of what was going on. So yeah, actually calling for the boss. Didn't realize we're going to go up now. Just trying to like push the... maybe catch him out of position. Li Ming, I think, has repulsion. I presume she's repulsion. We could maybe caught someone out while they're trying to defend that. Falstad's getting real mad here. He's getting real mad, but we are up at the boss, and yeah, there should be another 4 shots for us. Looks like we should pull it off. Yeah, they got 3 people down bottom. There's no way they can actually stop us doing this. So we get the boss fairly easily. Stitches, hello. How nice to see you. There's the repulsion attempt, but it does miss, unfortunately. Gonna grab another regen globe. We haven't actually finished that level 1 quest. Feels bad, man. Level 16, Epicenter, my talent of choice. Increases the stun area of our E, of our dash, by 85%, which is a massive deal. Makes it much easier to stun. And we get 1.5 second cooldown reduction whenever we hit enemy heroes with that. Uther being focused down, but Falstad flies to the bottom, channels the altar, secures the altar, and GG, good game. We get ourselves the win there. So yeah, I really do feel like in this game, we had a very bad draft, but everyone played their heroes really well. Like, unusually so for like master level Hero League play. People played them really, really well. I think the Uther pick was great to round it out. At the end, I was very happy with that we were able to kind of coordinate that and pull it off. And he did a good job with it. Like the extra stuns and like the armor, I think was fantastic. I thought Li Ming, Genji, Falstad all played really well. Like Falstad picking up, you know, kills, getting altars with the global was really nice. Getting solo kills in the lane. Li Ming and Genji played the team fights pretty damn well, all things considered. And yeah, we did a decent job here in Anub'arak. Could have improved on some points, I definitely feel. But for the most part, like, we had a difficult task of being a solo tank up in here, and we managed to pull it off. You can see we did very good damage as well with Anub'arak, almost as much hero damage as Falstad, kind of just adding up over the course of those fights. And that's one of the strengths of Anub. Like, he is somewhat squishy, but he brings loads of CC, loads of team fight control, and actually does quite a decent enough chunk of damage. So yeah, I was happy with choosing him here. I think it worked out really well. But I was walking away from this game kind of going, oh, Locust Swarm definitely doesn't feel as strong as it used to. It's still a great heroic, and I still think it fit well in this particular case, in this particular game. But definitely Cocoon is looking really appealing right now, especially in like a double warrior composition. Cocoon is a very appealing heroic to take because of the kills it can set up and the sort of the team fight control it can bring you. Like cocooning Lucio and preventing Lucio from using sound barrier can just make a massive difference in a fight or anything like that. I think it's a really cool heroic, so who knows, I might try to get an Anub game with Cocoon for you guys somewhat soon as well. But yeah, there you go. Hope you enjoyed. Give it a thumbs up if you did. There should be the talent screen on screen at the moment, and buttons as well that you can press to check out another video or subscribe to my different channels where you can find loads of HOTS content and support me on Patreon, that sort of thing. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you all next time for some more Heroes of the Storm. Bye bye.